Then we meet the sister and brother team behind Lifeway Foods. Tonight's All in the Family looks at how they've turned personal tragedy into success. Well, Paul, history is full of famous siblings, Orville and Wilbur Wright, George and Ira Gershwin, and soon Julie and Edward Smolyansky may join the list. The sister and brother hope to make their company, Lifeway Foods, a household name. In tonight's All in the Family, Diane Estabrook tells us why building the company has turned into their life mission.
Kefir, a tart dairy drink with a funny name, is catching on with consumers across the country.
This is the first time I've seen a cherry. I'm getting one of these.
Lifeway Foods is the king of kefir, cranking out about 30 million bottles of the stuff a year.
We have the gold standard.
We have the gold standard. We were the first. We were ahead of the curve.
Julie and Edward Smolyansky are never far from the production lines at Lifeway. The sister and brother run the publicly traded firm just outside of Chicago. She's the chief executive officer, he's the chief financial officer. There's a bit of sibling rivalry, but mostly there's synergy.
No, we agree on a lot of things. Yeah. Most things we agree on.
The only sometimes we disagree on a particular, like what a flavor should be. Should it be what kind of a mix should it be, or what the name of a product should be? But those are all fun things to kind of bicker about.
There's no bickering about Lifeway's success. It should ring up more than $60 million in sales this year, a 30% increase over last. Lifeway Foods was the dream of Michael Smolyansky, Julie and Edward's Russian immigrant father. Smolyansky emigrated to the U.S. in 1976 with his wife and baby Julie. A decade later, he launched Lifeway Foods, taking the company public a few years later. National media attention soon followed. Julie joined the company after college in 2000, but just 2 years later, her father died suddenly, thrusting Julie into the executive suite. We profiled Lifeway Foods a month after Michael Smolyansky died and asked Julie about assuming such an awesome responsibility at 26.
Well, as much as I would not like to have, had to deal with this so quickly, I was very prepared, very well ready for the job and the task.
When I was there this time, Julie and I watched that interview.
At the time, do you really think you were prepared to take over this company?
I think that my stubbornness and my drive and need to make sure that his dream would be accomplished, I think that took me really far.
Today, at 34, Julie's on the cover of business magazines, recognition she never imagined having at such a young age.
I'm very proud of myself.
Edward, who just turned 30, admits he was anxious about becoming CFO at 22.
At that time, that's when a lot of the kind of regulatory Sarbanes-Oxley things were happening. A lot of, there was Enron and WorldCom, and all of these companies were being blown up.
Their father's insistence on teaching the kids about business is helping them grow the business. They're rolling out new products like the kids' drink Pro Bugs and kefir snack bars.
There you go.
The company recently opened 2 frozen kefir stores in Chicago called Starfruit. Plans are in the works to franchise the concept. Experts say the Smolyansky kids' ability to step in and successfully run their father's firm isn't unusual. John Ward from Northwestern University's Center for Family Enterprises says children often have very keen insight into their parents' companies.
What's the attitude towards the employees? What's the focus on the customer? So they just pick up so much that is so valuable, so precious.
The siblings call Lifeway their father's lasting legacy. It's a legacy they hope to pass along to Julie's 15-month-old daughter, Leah.
We'll teach her everything that we know.
Diane Estabrook, Nightly Business Report, Morton Grove, Illinois.